Tereza with PotomacBeads, and today we are going to be making this Christmas bubble. It's a Christmas ornament made from 6 cm Christmas bubble, and I covered it with IrisDuo and StormDuo's beads together with seed beads and rose Montees, which are optional. You can just work with the RounDuo minis instead. So we'll be working with some peyote stitch and some netting. So it's a pretty simple pattern. So if you want to join me, go to the description below the video where you find the links and information about the material used, and we'll be making this bubble together. For one Christmas ornament made like this, I used a 6 cm Christmas ball. I don't really know the English names. I think it's called Christmas decoration or Christmas ornament. And this is 6 cm glass ball, and for this you can make either 4, but I chose to make 6 snowflakes, and they will make in the end a nice zigzag pattern, like one here, one here, one here, and then you turn the snowball and the same on the other side. So for me 6 looks the best. I will show you how to do this around 6 cm ball, but later when you decide you have bigger ornaments or smaller ones, you can adjust, or you can just make the snowflakes and use them as pendants, as earrings, whatever you like to do with them. But I decided to make a nice Christmas decoration with them first. So just for the snowflakes you need IrisDuos, 6 of them, and StormDuos, 12 of them. 2 StormDuos will embrace 1 IrisDuo between them. Then you need 11 O's and 15 O's. So we will start with the IrisDuos. I'm using white shimmer. I like the Christmas decorations in one tone, or how to call it, just like a silver, white, or maybe sprinkled with some gold. And this is the Crystal Labrador full StormDuo. Of course you can make it in green and red. I'm pretty sure it will be amazing, but it's not something I would prefer myself. So if you can or if you want, you can start with a stopper bead, which is bead that will eventually come off the thread and you won't be using it in the pattern itself. So let's put it on. You should generally use color that doesn't match your project. So I'm using a bead 11-0, and I'm putting it on, leaving 10 cm tail and going through it twice. I'm using the silver one because I know that since it will be in the middle, it should definitely come off. And now add 6 IrisDuos. All of them are facing the same side, so I'm doing puffed side up. Check the holes as usual. It's a 2-hole bead, so check the holes. 5 and 6. Slide them down and take the thread, and actually I did it a bit differently. I just went again through the stuff, so I will do it again. So either make a knot, but in this case take down the stopper bead. I will just do it with the stopper bead. Sorry, I got a bit confused there. Never mind. So basically what you want to do is to tie it into a circle. So I'm doing 2 knots. You can tie it pretty tight, so there are no spaces, no gaps. between the beads. And now I realized I used white on a white on a whiteboard. I hope you will see it. Sorry about that. And now when I made the knot, actually I don't need a stopper bead, so I will have to take it off. Never mind, got a bit confused there. You can see that even a designer can make mistakes. Nice. So either start with a stopper bead and go through all the beads, or just make a circle. And now get through one of the IrisDuos just to get away from the knot, and step up to the second hole. Now we'll be adding the StormDuos. Always check the holes, and you probably already know that the StormDuo has S shape, and you need to check from which side you're picking the StormDuo up. And if I am right, I think this is the thin side, this is the fat side. So this is the back and this is the front. So your StormDuos will be hugging the IrisDuos, so it will look like this. So now I need to go from the thinner side, and then I will add 1 11-0 and then another StormDuo, but from the other side, from the fat side, from the back side, as I say. So you get a shape like this. I'll put this away, and now I do the same. So I'm picking my StormDuo from the thinner side, adding 1 11-0 and picking up another StormDuo, but from the inside. Oh, sorry, from the back side, yeah. Just the same like we did. So when you look at them, it looks like this. And go around the whole circle, doing the the StormDuos like this. And then we will step up and I will get back to you again. After you edit all the StormDuos, you will go through the IrisDuo, then also through the first StormDuo you edit, and also the 11-0 between them. So your thread is now going out on the left side, or for me it's left, of course, on the left side of the 11-0. And now we need to step up, and we'll be adding more seed beads here to the tops of the StormDuos. So pick 4 15-0s. For me it's Crystal Silver Rainbow, I believe it's the name, yes. Miyuki, of course. And then go up to the first StormDuo. Then you'll be adding little 4 beads in the top. Also, I switched up from the Crystal Labrador full seed beads because I felt there's too much silver and it needs a little bit of darker silver shade. So I switched to nickel is the color, but I think it's okay. So I'm picking 1 11-0, 1 15-0, 1 11-0 and 1 15-0 again. So I have 4 beads on my needle. I will slide them down, then make a circle and go through the first 11-0 from the other side, and then through the first, the upper hole of the second StormDuo, and pull. Now you see there's 4 beads sitting on the top. Then we will continue adding embellishments also on this side. So pick 4 15-ohs, 4, and go through the 11-oh between StormDuos. And this is what you will repeat again around all those StormDuos. So adding 4 15-ohs on each side, and add 1 11-oh, 15-oh, 11-oh, 15-oh here on the top. So continue like this, so add 5 more groups here, and then I'll get back to you again. So I reached the point where if I want to make just a pendant, like an earring or a pin or just a pendant for a necklace, you can stop right here. You can just add here an ear wire or a jump ring and you are good to go. If you decided to actually make the Christmas ornament, you will need to make 5 more of these snowflakes, and we will then attach them to this ornament and make like a beaded net that will cover the whole ornament, and the beads will stay in place. So if you finished adding the beads, your thread should be coming out of this 11-oh, and I cut actually a longer piece of thread. You need just a, I don't know, even just a half a meter to make this, but I prefer to have a longer piece to actually keep a long tail, which will help me then put the snowflake on and make the net from, so I don't have to constantly knot off a new thread, add a new thread, whatever. So to be ready for the net, you will have to go through the 4 seed beads here, then through the StormDuo and the 11-oh here, also through this 15-oh, and finally to this 11-oh. Because the snowflakes will be connected with the tips, so you want to have it prepared like this, so you can start connecting the flakes immediately. Also, I would recommend hiding this tail to go through the beads and cut it off, so it's not in your way when you are about to connect all the flakes. So if you want to make the decoration, make 5 more of these. If you want to make earrings, make another one. I would think that tassel here would actually look pretty nice, don't you think? Or another great idea, I think, would be connecting of those tips and making a bracelet. Just an idea for you if you would like it. So I will make 5 of these because I want to make the Christmas decoration, and then we'll meet again. I haven't finished all 6 components, but I wanted to tune in to show you something. So sometimes, depending on what coating you used, the beads might be slightly bigger or slightly smaller, and you need to then adjust the number of beads. So here we started with 4 seed beads next to the StormDuo, and as you can see, it's a bit wobbly and it shows some waving, and I prefer my ornaments to lie flat. When I put it on the Christmas ornament, on the ball, and push on it a bit, it's not that horrible. We will connect the tips, and when it's lying like that, it's still usable. But as I made 2 of those which were a bit like this, and I didn't like it. I prefer them to be flat because it's easier then to work with them. So instead of 4 seed beads along the StormDuo, I switched to 3 seed beads, and it's still a bit wavy, but it's not that much. So sometimes you need to adjust the number of seed beads, so that's a little trick I did, and I wanted to show you like this. So I will continue with 3 seed beads instead of 4. I need 3 more snowflakes, and then we can continue. I have finished all the 6 snowflakes. I also adjusted the camera a bit, so I hope there will be more contrast for you. But now I have all the 6 snowflakes. So now you can see my little mess here. I have finished all the 6 snowflakes. I also adjusted the camera a bit, so maybe there will be a bit more contrast and it will be a bit better. But now I have knotted off and cut off all the loose ends in the middle, and I will set my 6 snowflakes aside, and I cut 50 centimeter long piece of thread which will create a ring around the top, and we will hang the snowflakes from it. So we have 6 snowflakes, and which means it can be divided by 3, and the 3 snowflakes, as I mentioned in the beginning, 3 snowflakes will be on one side and 3 on the other side. So I recommend using a number of beads which can be divided by 3. You will see later why this, but now prepare a 50 centimeter long piece of thread. I use the wildfire again, and there I will use the RounDuo minis, which is the 4mm 2-hole bead. I use the white shimmer color, so it has the same color like the IrisDuos. And string 1 RounDuo mini, then 1 11-0, 1 15-0, and then 1 11-0 again. So you have this little group of beads, and you need altogether 9 of them. So we'll have 9 RounDuo minis, and then 3 beads, 2 11-0s and 1 15-0 in the middle. This works for my ball. I need to say that because some tops of the Christmas balls have different diameter, but this works for me. So if your ball has bigger or smaller, this like the top part here, just change the number of seed beads in between the RounDuo minis. Play with them, test it out. I needed to do it myself, and I ended up with this kind of setup. But always keep in mind that you should have 9 or 12 these larger beads. These beads will be those beads to which then the snowflakes get attached to. Oh my god, this was a difficult sentence. So I used RounDuo minis. You can also use 1-hole glass pearls, but sometimes it's a bit difficult to get your needle in later when you are attaching the beads. So these RounDuo minis are perfect for this because they are small and 2-hole, and it makes it so much easier to work with. So after this introduction, I will actually use my little box of beads and put the put the ball on this, and I'm just putting it around and tying a knot to a circle, and I will make it double knot and make it not as super tight, but with no thread showing, leaving a small tail. I will make a triple knot. Nice. And like this we are actually good to go and start attaching the snowflake. Our previous design I did when I was testing this whole thing, I did it with the glass pro, so I'm actually kind of surprised here that how great it looks with the RounDuo minis. And to start, I will go through the hole of the RounDuo minis, which is next to the knot, just to get away. And now, because this will get in the way very often, I will just take my needle off, finish the tail off, and then get back to you and we will start attaching the snowflakes. I tested the design a lot and I was figuring out how to attach the snowflakes the best to the ornament, and how we should proceed actually, if we should start from the top and work our way to the bottom, or start in the middle and then attach it to the top or the bottom. And in the end I thought that it would be the best to attach the snowflakes to the top, then copy the whole segment and attach the snowflakes also to the bottom, and then connect them in the middle. That way you have nice symmetry going on here and also on the bottom, and then you can just adjust the beads in the middle. So we will do that. We will start attaching the snowflakes to the top. So now I have here 9 RounDuo minis, and what we are going to do is putting the snowflakes like this, that we will start here and attach this corner, then move over to this RounDuo, attach this corner and move over to this RounDuo mini. Then we will jump from this one here and continue in the same way. So I still have the same thread, and I continue with the piece of thread I worked with on this round section. So now my thread is coming out from the RounDuo mini, from the hole closer to the top of the ball, and I want to step up to the second hole. So I'm doing that because we will be attaching the snowflakes to the outside, and that's why we used also the RounDuo minis, because it's so much easier. So we will be attaching these two tops, because when there are two tops attached to corners, then the snowflake is lying much better on the snowball and nothing is sticking out. Pick 5 15-ohs and go through the 11-oh from the outside, I would say. For me it's from the left. I don't know which way your thread is going, but I'm working from left to right. Then pick again 5 15-ohs and go to the second RounDuo mini through the outside hole. Again 5 15 O's. And from the left to the right, I'm going through the 11 again, 11 O again, which is the second top of the snowflake. So now it's looking like this. We are basically doing a bit of netting, creating a web. And now again 5 15 O's and going through the third RounDuo mini. If you hear me croaking, I got a bit sick over the weekend, but I so desperately want to finish this, so sometimes my voice might disappear or jump up, so I'm sorry about that. I will try to do my best. And this is how we attach the first snowflake. And one more thing, as you remember, we have here this piece of thread, and try to attach the snowflakes in the way that you have here these two tops, and the third one, either this one or this one, is the thread corner, or how to say it, because here here we will be attaching the snowflakes from the bottom, and it means that with this piece of thread we can continue working here. So you want to use this one and have it here ready, so you don't have to move along the whole snowflake and get to the point of the attachment and like that. So this is just a smart way how to save the thread and don't make too many knots. So we continue here, and where's the next place we will put the next snowflake? So we have 3 RounDuo minis here, that's the first snowflake. Then we have this here, so there's the trinity where we should put this snowflake, but we need to get there first. We are in the lower holes of the RounDuo minis, and I need to get here. And I just don't want to do just don't put beads easily, like just plain beads there and go through the hole. So I will copy the thing we did here. So first I will pick 2 15 O's, then I will pick 1 11 O, 1 15 O, 1 11 O, and 1 15 O again. So I got 2 15 O's, and then 11 O, 15 O, 11 O, 15 O. Move it over to the RounDuo mini and skip the first 2 15 O's and go again through the 11 O. If you have drops, or like Miyuki drops could look great, or even check drops, you can even put them here. And now I'm trying to slide this 4 beads closer so there's no thread showing. It's a bit difficult. Yes. So we did this little bit of decoration here just to make it better. Now again pick 2 15 O's and get finally to the RounDuo mini. You can put the drops here or some other kind of bead. I just didn't want to put any more beads into the design, and I think it's nice. It's a little thing and you don't need any other special bead. You can even put the IrisDuo there to make like a little icicle. Anyway, now we need to attach the second snowflake, and that's going to be the same way like the first one. So I'm picking 5 15 O's and I'm putting here the snowflake, And then from the outside of the 11-0 in the corner, I'm going with my needle through that bead. Then I'm picking 5 15-0s again, through the second RounDuo mini, five 15-0s again, RounDuo not through RounDuo, through the 11-0, and again 5 15-0s, and finally through the RounDuo mini. So that's 2 snowflakes attached. Now I want to do this again, so I'm putting on my needle 2 15-0s, and 11-0, 15-0, 11-0, and 15-0 again. I'm sliding the beads down, going through the 11-0, and trying to slide down the beads and pull the thread. It's easy when you hold this down with your thumb and then pull, and then you see it stayed in its place. And then finally 2 15-0s and going through the RounDuo mini again. I hope you checked the holes, that there are all of them, because if you don't have the outside hole here, that's an issue and you need to start again. So now I will attach the third snowflake and do this a little bit over here as well, and then I can actually knot this piece of thread and cut it, and we will move over to the bottom. So I will finish that the third snowflake as well, and then we'll meet again. Now all 3 snowflakes are finally attached to the top. I knotted off the thread somewhere around this part, and I think it looks pretty cool. These 3 things are, I think, a nice touch, decoration, just you know, so something is there actually. And now I will do actually exactly the same, but on the bottom. It will be a bit more trickier because it won't be lying on top of the ball. So I will be working with the ornaments only in my hand, but I don't think it will be like super difficult, so I will put this away. And as I said, we will be doing the same thing. So here I have again the ring from 9 RounDuo minis together with the 11-0s and 15-0s between them, and we will be doing exactly the same thing. So from this hole I will step up, add 5 15-0s, and now I want to go through one of those 11-0s in the corner. Maybe one more thing. Here we were doing the thing with the thread, remember, having it either on this side or on this side, and it's always good to have them like situated all on one side. So here all of the loose threads, loose ends are coming on the right side for me. When you turn this up, if you can picture it, and you put the ring on it with the snowflake, then I think we will need the loose ends coming out on the left side. So when you are actually like connecting the 2 snowflakes, then we have the loose end here from the top, and it will connect this part. And then when you continue, there is no loose end on the top, but there will be a loose end on the bottom. So it will be connecting the part here. So when we are looking at it like that, then I will put away this again. So all I want to do sorry, is to have this time the loose end coming out on the left side. Just switch the sides. The Trinity on the top, the 3 snowflakes, loose ends on the right, and then on the bottom the 3 loose ends are coming out on the left. So with the 5/15 I'm going again through the 11 from the outside here, picking out 5 more 15 going through the RounDuo mini again, 5 more 15 through the 11 again, 5 more 15 and RounDuo mini. Then here I will make the little decoration like we did here, and I will just continue and do the same thing we did on the top, adding 2 more snowflakes, knotting off the thread, and then I will go back to you, and hopefully my voice will return as well. As you can see, I have the bottom part done as well, and now comes the tricky part. So maybe you already seen some Christmas decorations made with beads on the balls, and now I completely understand the reason why the net is only on the top and there's just some fringe down here, and it's almost never finished from the bottom, because attaching here on the top, it's fun, it's easy, but when you need to close up the net and figure out where the bottom is to have it all nice and symmetrical, then then is when the hard times start. So I have a little trick for you, because what we need to do is to have it sit like here on the bottom, and then start attaching here and here. So what I want you to do is to find the bottom, just check the hole, check the top and the position of the, actually maybe what's easy to do is to look at the RounDuo minis, and because we have this snowflake here and the middle of the snowflake is where this RounDuo is, so follow up the line, and now I can see that it should lie here between 2 RounDuo minis. So I will hold it like this, and then I will take a piece of tape which will eventually come off, and I will tape down the snowflake. Just don't push too hard, because you need the tape to come off, and we don't want the coating of the ball to come off with it, right? But we need a few hacks here to keep the snowflakes in place. So here I think, yeah, you basically need to tape just the first one, and then you will adjust as you go. So do this, and basically find the right symmetry, and then we will start to to attach these snowflakes together and join them. And now we should connect the snowflakes. So I did a lot of testing right now, like 1.5 hours of just ripping off these connections and testing the numbers of beads, and I actually ended up with almost everything connected, so I could definitely tell you the definite number of the Miyuki seed beads you should use for the connection here if you are using the 6 cm ball. And actually after this clip there's a clip of the testing what I did, showing a few tips and tricks if you're ever going to switch the size of the ball, so what you should do before you connect the crosses all together. So how should we connect them in the first place? I can actually show you now that there's a different number of beads in those connections. So these longer like connections connect the corners which are horizontal around the ball. So it's the corners from where the threads were coming out, the loose ends. Remember, it was either right here or left here, and those corners are further from each other, so you need to use more beads here. Here there's a shorter connection, and you should need to use smaller amount of beads. Because I like blink a bit, I like crystals, I added the rose Montees here. I know that a lot of people don't like them, but I think it's an excellent piece for jewelry making because it has this little cross on the back, so you can go crisscross with your needle, and you can't do that almost anywhere, so that's amazing. But it's optional. You can also use RounDuo Mini. Then I would suggest that you would add always one more 15-0 here. So here we have 10, 10, 5, 5, so I would do 11, 11, 6 and 6. But if you don't like the rose Montees, this is definitely an option, and we already used the RounDuo Minis here, so you're perfectly fine with that. And what I did and how to connect the corners. So I am using the loose end which were coming out on the right side. So because it's the corner with the longer connection, I added on my thread 10 15-0s, then 1 11-0, 1 rose Montee, then again 1 11-0 and 10 15-0s. And I should also mention that the thread, if you look at it like this, is coming out from the inside. And this is where we start, because it's easier to connect them from inside to inside. We can also connect them from outside to outside, but this is what we want to do. So if your thread is coming out from this side, that's also a possibility, but what I would do is just go with my needle under here and make a loop around this thread and come back, which would mean that you are starting on the inside and you're fine. So so I'm coming out from the inside and I'm going across. Because I have the Montee, I'm going across to the 11-0 here, which is also the corner which was in the horizontal side. That's why it's longer distance. And pull my thread. If you have if you don't use the rose Monty, you have to go a different way. If you use the RounDuo Mini like this, then you would have to add 10 Miyuki 15 O's, sorry, 11 O, because the RounDuo Mini is slightly smaller. 11 15 O's here, and then 11 O again, and then 6 15 O's, and go here, not across, but here, because Rose Monty has the crisscross holes, so I have to go on across. But the RounDuo Mini has 2 horizontal lines, and I would have to go in 2 lines. I hope we understand each other. If you have any questions, just message us and I will write a sketch for you. So I'm using Rose Monty because I like when it's like blinky. So I'm coming from the inside to the inside side, and now I have to get here. So I will go through the 15 O here on the outside, then to the 11 O here, and I will basically go through the beads here. So I'm going through the upper hole of the StormDuo, through the 15 O's here on the side of the StormDuo, through the 11 O, through the 15 O's again, through the first StormDuo, through the 11 O here. It might get a bit tricky. Just be careful so you don't break any beads. And then on the outside through the 15 O, and from the outside to inside the 11 O finally. And now, because I have the Rose Monty, I will go across again. So I'm picking only 5 15 O's, and I hope that it will be fine, because everything here works, so I hope that the final connection will work as well. So 5 15 O's and 1 11 O, and I'm going across. Through the Rose Monty, and then I'm picking 1 11 O and 5 15 O's again. And I'm going through the 11 O here, from the inside to outside, and pull. And I think it worked. If I lose the thread, there's some thread showing, then it's a bit loose, but it just means that I need to tie the thread properly, and I will do it now. So to show you how to do it, I did it around this place here, so I'm coming back through the 15 O on the outside, 11 O on here in the middle, the StormDuo, I'm pulling, and there I will find a thread between the beads. I'm going under it. I'm creating a loop, and I will go through the loop twice, and carefully I pull and go away from the knot through the beads, and use a thread zap or scissors, and I can't find them. Yeah, here, sorry. So, and this is how you do it. So in your place you will have to now repeat this step I don't know how many times actually, 1 2 3 4 5 6 times probably, so 5 times more. And remember, just look at the snowball, look at the Christmas ball, and these connections are the longer ones. Those are the ones who are connecting the corners which are in the horizontal line around the ball. And then you have the shorter connection, which connects the corners here and here. These corners need to be connected with the shorter connection because they have the tendency to stand up, and you don't want that. You want them flying flat on the ball, so that's why the shorter connection. Sometimes if you use different beads, if you use Toho, you will have to change the numbers here, but otherwise I think it worked perfectly. I really like the look of it. It's super symmetrical, and even if you use red or green or whatever colors, I think it will look pretty great. I want to show you little in progress work, and this is a big mess, but it kinda belongs to beading. So as you can see here, I took some of those beads here out, and I wanted to do a little bit of testing and maybe show you this, just a tip when you want to like switch from the 6 centimeter ball to some different size, because you will have to do some adjustments mostly here, because when you will take a smaller one, this is for comparison, this is too small, but you know, you will have to adjust these numbers, or even if you take an even bigger one, then you will have to adjust this. So instead of doing the cross immediately, you can do just the longer line and see if the tips align nicely, and that the 10-50 nose here, if it's the right number, or do you have to adjust it a bit and just play with it. It takes a lot of time and patience, but when you figure it out eventually, then you can do a lot of those ornaments, and you can copy them easily. And of course, the more you make, the more skillful you get, and every other ornament will get easier. So this is one trick. Don't do the cross immediately when you are switching to a different size or different beads. Just try and test and experiment, because it's easier to take out just this line than all the cross if you do it like 6 times already, because I just did it in the testing. So this is one tip.